I never thought betrayal could come with a live button. Not in my marriage, not in the life I thought I had built carefully with Claire. But there it was, proof of everything I had suspected, streaming in real time for anyone with an app to see. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't secret. She wasn't ashamed. And she certainly wasn't thinking about the man whose life she had been weaving into our own. Claire had always preached honesty. Marriage is built on trust, she'd say, voice soft, eyes glimmering in candlelight during our anniversary dinners. For years, I believed her. I believed her late-night texts, her quick kisses in the kitchen, the small rituals that had, in my mind, cemented a perfect partnership. But love is a cruel kind of blind, and I had invested myself so completely that I refused to see the cracks forming right in front of me. The signs had been subtle at first. Longer work hours. The sudden obsession with her appearance, secretive phone calls she laughed off. I dismissed them. I blamed work stress, my own fatigue, the demands of life. I refused to let myself confront the truth. Until one Tuesday night when I was alone, sorting through bills in our living room, the notification came. Claire is live now. At first, I thought it was a yoga stream. She had done those before for her friends, but the thumbnail froze my blood. It was our bedroom. Our bed, our dresser with the framed photos of us, and her, laughing at someone off camera. Something in my gut told me this wasn't innocent. My heart hammered as I tapped the video. And there it was. Claire, hair loose, smiling, flirting, kissing a man I didn't know, all while the camera captured every movement. The man waved at the chat feed like he was hosting a game show, and the comments scrolled with heart emojis, gasps, and adoration. They weren't hiding. They were performing. They wanted validation. They wanted applause. For a few seconds, I felt the old, familiar surge of anger, the kind that makes you want to burst in, yell, and destroy everything in sight. But a colder, sharper thought replaced it. Rage would be reckless. I didn't just want to confront. I wanted to make her understand what betrayal looked like when mirrored back on her. I wanted accountability. I quietly recorded the live stream on my phone, capturing every second. 22 minutes of my wife's laughter, flirtation, and indiscretion. Each frame felt like a punch to the gut, yet clarity accompanied the pain. I didn't need to confront her in the moment. I didn't need an argument. I needed proof. And I needed karma. The next morning, I methodically documented everything. Screenshots of the chat feed, timestamps of the stream, photos captured from my recording. I wrote a concise, factual letter explaining that Claire had broadcast private acts in our shared home, and that this documentation would be preserved in case of legal or professional scrutiny. I didn't send it to random people. I didn't post it online. I sent it to two places that mattered: HR at her company and the community management team of the streaming platform. By the following day, the gears of consequence began to turn. HR confirmed they were opening an internal review, and the streaming platform removed the video for violating terms of service. Claire, oblivious to what had happened behind her back, woke to a flurry of messages from friends and family, all confused, all shocked, all reacting to the trail she had unknowingly left. When she descended the stairs that morning, wrapped in a robe, face pale and wide-eyed, she found me calmly seated at the kitchen table. Her voice trembled as she asked, "What did you do?" I didn't need to raise my voice. I told her plainly, I documented the stream. HR and the platform have it now. Her face went through a spectrum of emotions: shock, panic, disbelief. She tried to explain, to apologize, to downplay it as a meaningless fling, a joke, a mistake. I listened quietly, letting her words hang in the air like smoke in a room. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I simply observed the fallout, knowing it was already underway. The man she had been performing for, a contractor at a nearby firm, slunk away when confronted. The damage, however, was already done. Within a week, HR had placed Claire on leave pending review. The platform had terminated her account. The contractor faced scrutiny at his workplace as well. Their performance for attention had produced consequences far more real than likes or emojis. Her family caught wind of the live stream. Some were horrified. Some were sympathetic, though mostly for me. She tried to explain, to spin excuses, but no story could undo what had been captured on video. Her reputation, carefully curated over the years, crumbled. The mask of perfection was gone, and it could never be restored. Weeks later, we separated. The divorce process was methodical and precise. I presented the documented evidence calmly, the recording and screenshots neatly labeled, a timeline of her deceit. She attempted to accuse me of humiliation, but the facts spoke for themselves. Courts aren't swayed by melodrama. They are guided by evidence. In the aftermath, I focused on rebuilding my life. Therapy helped me process the betrayal, while friends provided support and grounding. I taught myself to cook, to organize my time without anxiety, to enjoy quiet evenings without wondering if the next ping would shatter my world. Slowly, the house that had felt suffocating in betrayal became a place of calm. The phone, once a symbol of deception, now sat silent, a small monument to lessons learned. I often think about the irony of the situation. Claire had sought attention, applause, and validation in real time, believing her actions would remain inconsequential. In seeking performance for herself, she made her betrayal undeniable, permanent, and publicly verifiable. And I, rather than responding with heat or spectacle, chose patience, documentation, and calculated exposure to the right people. That, in its quiet precision, was my revenge. People sometimes ask if I feel satisfaction. They expect stories of public humiliation, viral shaming, dramatic confrontations. But the true satisfaction was in order, in balance, in seeing actions have consequences without stooping to cruelty. Her choices had their natural ramifications. The contractor lost contracts. She faced HR investigations. Our marriage ended irreparably, and her carefully curated image was shattered. I didn't have to orchestrate chaos. I merely ensured it could not be ignored. Over time, I've come to understand the kind of closure that doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't require viral moments or dramatic posts. It comes in the quiet moments. Sipping coffee in a calm kitchen, walking through a park without dread, sleeping at night without anticipating the next betrayal. That is the real recompense for someone who has been wronged. Claire moved away. I occasionally see hints of her life online, attempts to rebuild, but the knowledge of what occurred remains with everyone involved. My own life, free from deceit and performative betrayal, has grown stronger. I've learned to trust carefully, to value discretion, and to understand that revenge, when patient and measured, can be more powerful than any dramatic spectacle. If there's a lesson in all this, it's simple. Choices have consequences, especially when performed in public spaces where the wrong people are watching. Betrayal may be instantaneous, but justice, when delivered methodically, lasts. Claire's live stream was her undoing, and my response wasn't flashy or malicious. It was precise, effective, and above all, lasting. I didn't just survive her betrayal. I learned from it. I rebuilt. And I discovered that sometimes the best payback isn't shouting or shaming. It's ensuring that truth is preserved. Consequences are unavoidable, and your own life continues, unbroken, beyond the spectacle.